clap action. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing
long
real
time
good.
no see.
That's right, man. Do I open this up for the pod listeners?
Let's do it. I'll open mine up as well.
Come on now. Now it's a party.
To podding in person.
Everybody's like, whoa, 2 times in 1 month? What's going on here? Did I win the lotto? Or lose a bet. You know, I mean, it could be one way or the other. I guess which way you're looking at it. But, no, it's good to see you. We're trying to ramp this thing up because obviously this is the direction of the podcast. So it's good. Good to see you in person.
And last time we did it, man, I had so much fun. I just figured might as well drive down during the off season. Perfect time.
Yeah.
And I had another fun idea to do on this video podcast, Shane. Mm-hmm. I didn't invent this. I think we've done it before, but I don't think you remember. So this is going to be totally new to you.
All right.
But how about this, Shane, for an idea? The perfect SEC road trip for the upcoming season. And here's the caveat. We don't want to go, hey, Tuscaloosa, that's a hell of a place. But we don't want to go to Tuscaloosa every week. We don't want to go to Athens every week. It's got to be only once can you go to a certain stadium around the SEC.
To see a certain game? Or
you're trying to see a good game. You're trying to see a good atmosphere.
Okay.
But if you had an unlimited budget, you can go anywhere you want.
Oh, man.
See all.
How many times can I go to Knoxville?
Just
No,
once.
Just one.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, I'm kind of grasping what you're saying. So I've got all the money in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I've got all the time off. I can pick any game. Now, obviously, the way I'm going to be doing this, I can't. Like, you know, the stars got to be lined up for some of these matchups. You know, it's not going to be all in one year. I don't want somebody to say, wait, you can't. Tennessee didn't play so-and-so. You know,
just for the upcoming season that we got coming.
Oh, for this upcoming season. If I was picking okay, all right. Can I get the schedule? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, of course. I got mine pulled up already.
Well, see, I'm not that fancy. See, you've been prepared. You've been thinking about this.
That's what I was doing the last hour.
That's
we
right.
were sitting here.
They're going to eat me alive online. They're going to be like, Shane's such a dumbass, man. Why did he forget that one? Well, maybe because I'm ill-prepared. That's the way Mike likes to do things. So let me pull up the SEC schedule. So we're going to do so we're going to start week 1 and go all the way through, right? Is that
not
what you're
quite. Week 0, there's a game that we'll have to hit up. But, yeah, so week 1 through rivalry weekend. And even before we do that, Shane, I know I probably should have mentioned this before, but
you probably should have mentioned a lot of things here.
I got odds.
Like this is all the beer you had. I would have brought something else.
We did already the odds to win the SEC. FanDuel, it's like these people are listening or something, Shane. They have released odds to win each division. So SEC East odds, SEC West odds. You want to break those down real quick before we get to this?
Yeah, well, here, I just finally got that pulled up. All right. Let's go to another subject, right? How about the fact that Mike texted me, and I'm trying not to look at the camera, you know, because it's right there. But Mike says, I'm thinking about coming in. Let's do a pod. Let's do a live pod. What day you want to do it? And I was like, I don't know. Let's do Thursday. All right, and that's today. No, Friday. Yeah, Friday. You were going to do Thursday, but I ended up kicking it over to Friday. But I didn't know it'd be like Tornado Alley this week. You know what I'm saying? This was planned on being outside, enjoy some of that beautiful East Tennessee weather. But about halfway through, I'm getting text messages from my mom. It's like, be safe today. And I'm like, what's going on? You know, it's like, is there a parade in White Pine or something? I don't know. So I get on there and come to find out it's it's tornadoes. So I hope nobody got one of those, but I don't think they did. But, man, it got a little dicey there for a second. So that's why we're inside. So
yeah, I actually set all this up outside. Then it started to rain. Shane's like, beautiful day you picked here. Moved it all inside. So
yeah. Hey, when it rains, what do they say? I don't know this thing.
When it rains, it pours?
Yeah, make lemonade, you know?
Exactly.
So
But, hey, no transition from that, Shane. Odds to win the SEC East from FanDuel. No surprise. Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, so you're starting at the top. Yeah, Georgia Bulldogs, easy.
Favored to win.
Yeah.
Minus 750, which, I mean, that basically, the way I understand it, you got to bet $750 just to win $100. You know what I mean? Like,
it's risky.
It is.
That is risky. But it's a bet I'm willing to take, Mike. You know what I'm saying? I like that odd. I mean, if you got that kind of money to throw around, that's terrifying, though. You know, putting that much money to get that little in return, you know, that's You've seen them. You've seen them pop off in Vegas, and I remember one time, who was it? The Irish UFC guy. Somebody put a
Conor
ton of-
McGregor?
yeah, put a ton of money on him. He was a guaranteed win, and then he ended up getting knocked out. I mean, you talk about lowest of low. Losing one of those bets, one of those surefire bets, those hurt. So even though Georgia's up there, I still feel safe putting money on the Bulldogs this year.
Okay, well, how about this, Shane? Second odds and third, they're tied.
Okay.
So who do you think those two are? Based on remember we did the SEC
Right.
championship odds. So
yeah, I'm going to go with Kentucky first. No way.
swing and a miss. That's what everybody thought. But again, this is FanDuel, so this is a little bit different than Caesars. But Kentucky didn't make that cut for second best odds to win the SEC East.
God, they hate Lexington, huh? They got the horses going on this week and everything. Jeez. Well, if Kentucky's out, there was a lot of Florida love in Vegas, so I'm going to go University of Florida is one of those, and my Tennessee Volunteers.
Yep, Tennessee
Come on
ball,
now.
14-1 for both Florida
Okay.
and Tennessee.
14-1.
And I like those odds because
We usually pause this part so I can get my calculator out and figure out how much money I'm going to make. But for the listeners at home, Mike, if I put $100 on this, how much am I going to get at the end of the year?
1,400. So, that's not bad. That's a $1,300 profit right there.
I like that.
And Florida could pop off with some capable coaching. Anthony Richardson has a huge season. Perhaps you don't have to go to Athens. Of course, the game's always in Jacksonville. So there's reasons to like the Florida Gators. Tennessee, bringing back damn near everybody on offense. Keep raiding the transfer portal here in the recent days here. So Tennessee, 14-1 odds.
Yeah.
I like those for the Vols.
I'll tell you, AR-15, early scouts coming out. I saw that in some mock drafts. They're expecting him pretty high. So to get high, you got to have a hell of a season. So you never know. Maybe a Cam Newton type year, and then the Florida Gators are winning the East. So
Right.
I like both of those. I mean, this is kind of that wheelhouse, that second, third tier. This is where you're putting your money at, and I like those.
And again, the beauty of these odds, you don't
But
have
I'm
to
curious about Kentucky.
you don't have to win in Atlanta. You just got to get there to win on these.
Yeah.
So right there is Kentucky, not far behind, 16-1. But still, a lot of people.
Yeah.
I can't tell you when I put these out, Shane, how many of our Tennessee followers they were tagging Stoops and Vince Morrow and all these Kentucky fans. All these matter and damn it right now. But if I'm a Kentucky fan, I like the disrespect. They play better when they're disrespected. They're probably putting this in the damn locker room. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
16-1 to win the
I
East.
should. Has Vince tweeted about this yet? Because if he hasn't, he's missing something. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I this one I clearly thought was the second spot for a reason. So if I'm putting my money on a team right now, probably going to be Kentucky Wildcats, because I still think that it's going to come down between them and Georgia.
Right, and they got that ace in the hole. They're hosting Georgia late in the season. Who knows if the wheels fall
And
apart?
if Will, how does Will Levis do a full offseason here? I mean, does he come in and burn this place up? I mean, I think that's a real possibility here. I think this is the year for Kentucky Wildcat to make some noise.
And you speak of those mock drafts again. Will Levis, he's showing up in these first-round mock drafts for what that's worth.
Yeah, your boy
Mike Morgan.
Yeah, well, no, Marler.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see what he put on there? He said he'd eat a pair of actual Levi's if he is drafted before Bryce. So I don't know. Putting it out there.
hey, I'm
I'd love
rooting
to
for
see
it now.
I am too. I was like, well, okay, I'd love to see this.
All right, next big drop-off here, 60-1.
Okay, so we're probably going to go with South Carolina.
Bingo. Yeah, South Carolina Gamecocks.
Yeah.
Again, a lot to
Not
like.
too far off, though. No, I mean, you're talking about the fold there. They're pretty close. I like that.
Right. I mean, that may be the best value bet
Yeah.
among these SEC East contenders. South Carolina, they host Georgia. Spencer Rattler, everybody's fired up about it. Either you're fully on board with it or you think he's a garbage quarterback and they're just going to suck again.
it.
But a lot to like about South Carolina at 60-1.
Yeah, it's similar to that AR-15 talk. It's you need a quarterback to pop, and if you do that, he's a true equalizer in these games. Some of these the Tennessees, the Kentuckys. Some of these games may come down to a simple possession, and if you got a game changer at quarterback, maybe that's the love that you go with. And two, you're counting on everything just running smooth for the Bulldogs, which obviously Vegas and you and me both think that it will happen. But how many times have we said that? How many times have we said this is the year Alabama repeats, or this is the year LSU makes some noise, or something like that? And then you look at the end of the season like, man, that quarterback didn't work out like we thought. So, I mean, just as if there are good quarterbacks, there's bad quarterbacks. And Georgia's got an unproven one. So maybe this may be the season that one of these other teams pop up.
Mm-hmm. Now, 120-1, the Missouri Tigers, that feels about right for a team that's, doesn't have their quarterback situation solved and trying to grab every quarterback they can out of the portal. But I've seen Missouri fans, they think they should be up there with Florida. So,
well, if you do, put your money, man. Put your money in. If you truly do. I mean, you talk about one of the biggest payouts is putting $100 on Mizzou right now. So you're right. Maybe all they need is a quarterback, and maybe they have him on the roster. Maybe they don't yet. But that's one of the beautiful things. I love the setup that Mizzou has as far as scheduling. You look at teams that have an easier path to the East. Mm-hmm. Championship, that's the Mizzou Tigers. So I do think some teams are sleeping on them. I think some fans are sleeping on them. But again, it's a tall glass of water to win the East. You know,
and that's why they got Vandy last 500 to
billion to one. No, what'd you say?
500 to 1.
500 billion. No, just 500. That's it. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Vandy, come on. I'm a beer in already. So, no, I think they got their hands full.
They got to win a conference game before we start talking about them winning the division.
You got to put them on there. And nothing against Vandy and what they're building down there. We bash Vandy. But I truly think they got the coach. I truly think they've got the athletic department set up finally, So they're starting to take the sport a little bit more serious, and I think it's going to be a slower build than most. It's not like you're going to just come in there and just turn the world upside down. But who was James Franklin before he came in there? So maybe this is their Franklin, and maybe Vandy does take, but they're not winning the East, man.
No chance.
Don't waste your money.
Now here's interesting, Shane. Jumping over to the West. Remember Georgia minus 750 to win the East. Mm-hmm. Alabama, who everybody, I think, concedes at this point, Alabama looks like the better team on paper.
For sure.
Minus 400 to win. So the odds are not as good for Alabama to win the West. Now, of course, I think that has to do with the toughness of the division. But minus 400 for Alabama. So that's a little bit of a surprise. But at this point in time, you got to go Alabama.
Yeah. Again, you're putting a lot of money to get a little bit back, but I think you can't go wrong. I think this is Bama's year. I think they're going to the SEC. I think they're going to the championship game. I mean, Georgia's going to have their hand full if these two meet in Atlanta again. So, I think this is a safe bet.
And I don't know if you heard the news, Shane, that Pitt receiver that left who won the Biletnikoff top receiver, everybody thought going to Southern Cal. He's working out with Bryce Young down there.
Of course he is.
So he may be a target of Alabama.
The rich gets richer, Why not? It's Nick Saban's final year, so might as well add one more wide receiver to the roster there. Jeez Louise.
How about that? Who do you think 6-1 next best odds? Who do you think that is?
6-1. I think it's Ole Miss, and I don't think it should be. Oh, come on now.
Nope.
People are giving them the loving. I don't think they deserve it. I think if I'm picking the second best in the West to make some noise, it's going to be Texas A&M.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Texas A&M 6-1. Have to play at Alabama. Yeah. That's going to be tough. Arkansas, you get on
6-1, right?
6-1 for the Aggies to win. And again, if I'm an Aggie, I like those odds. Mm-hmm. I think last year they were probably a little bit higher, probably, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. They didn't get it done. They come back motivated next season. There might be some value in that one.
You just got to win one game, man. I really think. I think, obviously they got some tough teams on their schedule, but you beat Bama, you're in. You know what I'm saying? You can afford to lose another one somewhere else. So, I like those odds.
Now, next, the team you already hit on, Ole Miss, 16-1.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit more on pace. And again, you're putting some faith in a lot of unknown.
Compare that to the East. What? Anybody else around the 16? What was the
Kentucky?
Kentucky, yeah. Yeah, I still, out of those two, I'm probably going to lean more Kentucky because I'm not. It's nothing against Ole Miss. I don't hate Ole Miss. I don't hate Lane Kiffin. Hell, I recruited him every day as he was a free agent in the coaching market, and I'd still love to see him at Tennessee at some point. But I don't know. Maybe I buried the hatchet. I really like Heupel, but I will say I just don't see it. I think there's just too much turnover right now, and it's not that I don't think they're going to be good. I'm not saying they're not going to win some games. That's one thing I love about Lane Kiffin. That's why I wanted him back at coaching, because he finds ways to win games, especially when they're close. But I just don't think this is the year, man. I really don't. I think they're going to come back to earth a little bit this year.
Yeah. All right, 18-1. Next team, who do you think that is? Arkansas,
Yeah.
which, man, they're already pissed off. They're 18-1. They're fourth.
Can you
fourth best
imagine 3 years ago kicking in the door and saying, hey, you're only going to be 18-1 odds to win the West?
But again, similar to Kentucky, I think that's perfect for the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. You want to be disrespected. You want to be overlooked. You don't want to be everybody counting you in.
No.
And if you're a Razorback, man, bet that figure
it.
up, 18-1.
It's tougher, man, when you got the bullseye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And after they beat Texas A&M last year, that's exactly what happened. They weren't sneaking into Georgia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They weren't sneaking into any game after that. So I think this is exactly where you want to be. And I do like this bet out of the ones so far that I've heard. If I'm thinking, I mean, because you got me convinced that even a one-loss Arkansas is still going to have a chance to make it to Atlanta. So yeah, I'm in on that bet.
All right, next 25-1. Who do you think that is?
25-1 LSU.
Bingo, yeah. So under
Yeah.
Brian Kelly again, that's a team that could hit.
I don't think it's right. I think they switched. They got some teams mixed around here. I think LSU could surprise some people. Obviously, it is LSU. We've seen what Kelly has been able to do at other schools, but I'm not sold that you just bounce back that quick, you know. And as I'm looking at and I've said it a million times, I just think Mississippi State's a better team right now, just playing out of the gate, and that sound football. That's what I want to put my money on right now. I don't want to put it on a wild card that I don't even know half the roster yet, you know.
Right. No, I'm right there with you. 75-1. Who do you think that is?
Is it Mississippi State? No. Shit. They got them down there.
We're down to just Auburn. 75-1.
Yeah.
Again, these Vegas odds makers, they love
They're
the Auburn
everywhere.
Tigers.
I don't
aren't they?
understand this because there's some platforms you see where Auburn is just trashed, and there's some they're held up on this pedestal. So that makes it even crazier to bet on. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you count, I will say this. You know, I've been on this earth 40 years, coming up on 40 years, Mike, long time. And Auburn has always been one of those teams. As soon as you count them out, they're world beaters. And as soon as you put all your chips on them, they kick you right in the nuts. You know. So I this year I'm afraid to touch them, but it wouldn't surprise me if this is the year. I mean, because they are backed against the wall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The coaching staff, the players. It's if they can galvanize that locker room, who knows? You know, catch a couple teams off guard, and next thing you know, you're playing.
Now, this is the craziest damn bet among all these.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm putting my money. Mississippi State,
Yeah.
100-1 to win the West. Again, I'm not sitting here saying Mike Leach and Will Rogers are a lock to win the West, but 100-1. I mean, it should be closer to 15-20 in my opinion. I think that's the team Mississippi State's bringing back. They had, they lost the Egg Bowl, they lost the bowl game. I said it many times. I think that's tarnished what a lot of people think they are. But you go back leading up to that, I mean, they were red hot.
Yeah.
Just going into that final stretch there, and if they can carry that over to this season, I think they may actually, they may be the second best team in the West when it's all said and done, if not winning it.
I'm hoping I'm helping with this hype, Mike, because I'm all in on the Bulldogs right now, just because, like you said, the way they finished the season, and you look at Leach's coaching background. They always struggle in the first.
Right.
It takes a little while to get his system, get some of his players in there, get everything incorporated the way he wants to do things, and then they just take off and catch fire. And I think that's what we saw at the tail end of last season, and I think that it does carry over. It's one of those teams I think is going to be hitting on all cylinders, week one.
And people that think we're damn crazy, they won at A&M last year. They lost at Arkansas. Kicker missed 3 field goals. I mean, it's It's not like they're just getting run out the
Now,
building.
the
all
Pirate,
these games.
if he messes up, we delete this pod immediately. All right, I don't care how much we're making off YouTube.
But all right, hey Shade. So that's all we got on those. But back to what I was talking
yeah.
about, the dream road trip in the SEC. And you may be overlooking it. May be unfair to even count this game, but I'm going week 0 to start, and there's only one game to choose from.
Okay.
And I'll give you a hint. We'd be able to stop in and see the Flying
Hawaiian. That's right. We don't know what state he's in anymore. He texted me this morning. He's in Florida. I'm like, what are you doing in Florida? He's like, I don't know, just checking out
Scouting
some
Billy
stuff.
Napier's
Yeah,
spot.
just down there at the swamp, seeing what they got working down there. So, no, I'm sorry. We saw some bears today up here in Gatlinburg, and that thing's, all right, my eyes ain't like they used to be. All right, I think it'd be easier if we do it per week, because I don't have I would love to have a list, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But each week, let's just say, okay, week 1, August 27th, we're going to Hawaii. Week 2, where are we going? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It would make it easier if I was better prepared. I could do some sort of ranking system, but I am not prepared.
No. See, that's the thing. We're not ranking them. We're
Okay.
saying like we are physically taking this road trip, so we have to go in order.
Okay.
So that's why I'm going week 0.
Okay.
So we'd
Hawaii.
We'd
Yeah.
open the season in
Yeah.
Hawaii. We'd get to watch
Yeah.
Vanderbilt at Hawaii.
We should go like a couple days early. You know what I'm saying? Just to
That's what
just to make
Vanderbilt's
sure we
doing.
can find the stadium and do all that. Yeah.
They're apparently spending like 2 weeks out there to prep and get.
I'm sure they are. I'd love to be part of that committee. I'd be like, guys, listen, here's what we're going to tell them. Has nothing to do with this wonderful island we're living on. No, I that one's definitely going to be it. Vandy, Hawaii. I don't care who's playing Hawaii. We're there, baby.
Right. I mean, how
Yeah.
often does an SEC team get to go out there? You know.
Oh, man.
So we'd have to make that trip.
And I hope they don't shit the bed, man. Hawaii's terrible. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think they filled up their roster yet. They're out there right now recruiting. You know what I'm saying? Vandy should get the first victory of the season, first SEC victory. So, yeah, that one's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and that game is Saturday, August 27th. So that's technically week 0.
Mm-hmm.
And then the regular season technically kicks off the September 3rd, Saturday.
Yeah.
I know Tennessee and Missouri play on Thursday, but I'm looking at this Saturday lineup on September 3rd.
Yeah.
Not a lot of great games, I'll be honest with you, not in the SEC.
Right.
We get a lot more games upcoming, but for me, Shane, I don't know about you, I like, we got to start with the defending national champions, Georgia, Oregon, in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's going to be nothing but dogs down there anyway, celebrating.
I know.
You know what I mean? So
And that's
the
kinda,
game for me.
I think because I hate neutral field, but I mean it's going to be a Georgia home game, so you're going to have that buzz going. But they were just crowned. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have some special events going on down there, and what better? Like if you were going to play at a neutral site, what better place to do it there? Because that's exactly where this season's going to end again. So,
Right. And Oregon's got Bo
it's
Nix
going to be a
now.
fun game. Oh yeah,
They got Dan
yeah, that's
Lanning,
right.
the former Georgia defensive coordinator, as the head coach. I mean,
Yeah.
so many fun SEC
That's
ties.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what color green we're going to see that day. I can't wait to see what wonderful outfit Nike has thrown together for us.
All right, how about week 2, Shane? Or no, wait, I'm not done yet because week 1, they stretch this thing out. It starts on Thursday.
We're going to go somewhere else?
It goes Saturday, and then we got us a game, brother, on Sunday. That
Florida
first
State?
LSU, Florida State in New Orleans. I mean,
can we even do that anymore? I don't know. Sorry, I don't want to get canceled. No,
I mean that'd be a hell of a start to the season.
That's
don't you
at
think?
Florida State, right?
No, it's in New Orleans. Even better.
Oh, okay.
Big drinking city.
That's a little drive, but we'll get down there. We'll manage. Oh, no, that'd be good.
We'll just take the private jet. Again, we got unlimited resources to make these trips.
Right.
These are the games I'm picking.
That's right. And it's probably going to be, again, it's going to be an LSU atmosphere. So you're going to hear a lot of LSU fans. It's going to be wild down there. So, again, I wish they would just have it in LSU. But, yeah, that's cool. So we got 2 for there. All right. So
Right.
we're building something here. I like that.
Now we're really heating up, Shane. Week 2, Saturday, September 10th. There's a couple more good games to pick from here.
There are some good games. Here's a couple that are standing out. Alabama at Texas, clearly one of them. Arkansas, at South Carolina, that's one.
No. I think you got that backwards.
No, okay. Do I?
South Carolina at Arkansas.
Man, they just messing it all up here. Yeah, Arkansas it's at South Carolina.
No, at Arkansas.
Oh, who made this damn thing? Oh, is this ours? No, I'm just kidding. No, okay. So either way, that's still going to be a hell of a game. We got Florida, Kentucky. So where's that one going to be at? Because it's at Florida, right?
It's at Florida, yeah.
Okay, so brother, even Tennessee at Pitt would be fun. I'm going to go, man. I'm going to hold off on the Texas, okay? Because
I'm not.
I know. Going to Texas when they're not in the SEC, I think it's not ready yet. You know what I'm saying? You ever do that? Like you get chicken out of the oven a little too early, it's a little pink. You don't do chicken medium rare. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to do that with Texas. I think there'll be a time when Texas is going to, first off, be an opponent. I don't think this is going to be a game at all. So I think everybody's going to pump it up. They're going to put it on this pedestal, and then next thing you look up, Nick Saban's up 5 scores. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think it's going to be entertaining. I'm going to Gainesville, man. I'm seeing Kentucky. I'm seeing Florida. Here are two teams that are battling for the East, and it's right out of the gate. This game has been fun to watch many, many times. I absolutely hate the Swamp, but since my Vols ain't going to be there, I can really appreciate the atmosphere. So give me Kentucky. Kentucky, Florida, no brainer for me.
Billy Napier, he better not lose that game. Not that they put any heat on him year one, but that's why Dan Mullen's ass isn't there anymore because he kept losing to Kentucky. This is a game that Florida fans expect to win every year.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm putting it on that pedestal, brother. Alabama, Texas. I mean, come on. It's just because they feel like an SEC or at least 1 foot in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it feels like it's going to be their welcome to the SEC, and I don't care if they lose by 50 like they're going to do. I want to be there for them to get that first SEC spanking.
See that
you
bull?
know what?
What's that bull called? I got to learn all these
Bevo.
mascots. Bevo. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the only downside is I just don't think it's going to be a game yet. Now I think Sark will get some players down there. I mean, I think their draftless days are behind them. You know what I'm saying? But I just the talent gap's too big for me. I want to watch a competitive ball game, and I want to soak up the atmosphere. Here's Gainesville with the new coach. They want to make some noise. They're going to be all behind this team.
Right.
And then you got Kentucky knowing they're going to come down there and try to put up another ass whooping. So that's what I want to see. I want to see that matchup.
I saw this. Again, that Pitt receiver that Alabama's after.
Yeah.
Apparently Texas is after him too.
What's his name again?
Jordan Addison.
Addison, yeah.
Someone tweeted out, Texas going to find a way to snap that draftless streak.
Hey, that's a good idea. If you can't recruit them, pay them. Yeah.
All right, how about this next week, Shane? We got some good games here Saturday, September 17th.
Give me the highlights. Let's let the fans see some of the highlights we're picking from here. We got Auburn, Penn State, Georgia, South Carolina, LSU, Mississippi State, and of course, let's see,
Miami, Texas A&M.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one too for about 2 minutes. So I am gonna have to go. Oh man, Mike. Where's that Mississippi State game at?
That one is at LSU.
Oh, man. If it's at night, that would be pretty cool. I think, let's see, LSU coming off a win of Florida State, Southern, Mississippi State be undefeated at that time. I got to go. And it's nothing against Auburn, but because I think that Penn State matchup is going to be awesome. But I'm picking a perfect season here, and give me LSU, Mississippi State, new coach. I think both these teams will be humming. I think it's going to be electric. I think it's going to be exciting to see Kelly and how he does under the lights. And you talk about an atmosphere. I think they'll have it down there. This is going to be my game
for me.
Yeah,
Georgia, South Carolina at South Carolina. Williams, Bryce. We had Jake Wimberly on the show the other day. I tweeted out, South Carolina could win this football game according to his analytics model. So that pissed the Bulldogs right off. This will be, we're going to that Oregon game, but I don't think it's going to be much of a game. I think this is going to be a ball game. I think this is going to be Georgia's first test of the season, and hell, it'll probably be South Carolina's first true test of the season. So
change your name to SEC Hype, because you're in. You are all in. You're elbow deep in this thing. I think it'll be a great game. I love that atmosphere. I mean, they could have half a stadium, and that place somehow manages to just blow your mind with the noise that they can make. So, oh God, Mike. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to switch. I'm going to have to U-turn and go with you on this one. The more you talk about it, I think that's going to be – because this is a true test. We can listen to all the South Carolina noise we want, but going against the national champ, we're going to know just how deep this talent gap is. There was some times last year South Carolina felt like they were just – decades away from like that. I'll never forget that Clemson game. It just felt like they were just not in it at all and playing scared and everything like that. But I don't think that's going to happen with this staff. I don't think it's going to happen with this roster. That Georgia South Carolina game, you bought me in, man. I'm ready. I've got my techno music ready. All
right, how about the next week 4 Saturday, September 24th. You look over the schedule. I got my matchup. Where are you going with that one?
All right, some highlights of this one: Arkansas at Texas A&M, Auburn, Mizzou, Florida, Tennessee, at Knoxville. So we're going to just pretend that that's not it. And Mizzou, let's see. Oh man, some good games. Vanderbilt, no. It's clearly for me, Mike. I got to see Florida, Tennessee, just because this is a rivalry I grew up to, man. And it's one that has haunted me more than I've celebrated. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is the year that we're better than Florida. Now I may be wrong, but I'm buying into the Volunteer hype, and I'm ready to make this rivalry great again. And you do that by going back and forth. They got us last year. We get them this year. So I think in Knoxville, this place is going to be electric.
Yeah.
You thought Ole Miss was crazy, brother. We better be at this game because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, not only that.
Mustard, everything. Bring it. Golf balls, you name it.
Definitely, it's got to be the biggest game of the year for Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I was prepared, Shane, I'm not going to lie. I was prepared to pick Arkansas A&M. But, again, that's in Arlington. It's a neutral field. I'm going with the Neyland Stadium, Rocky Top. We're going to hear it 100 times that night.
I hope Jerry's all right.
And that, he got in a car wreck.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. Did you see the video? Video came out. It's unreal. Yeah, it was wild, man. So if you get a chance, check it out. Well, can we put that on our pod? I don't know. Yeah, check it out. Jerry got rocked, but apparently he's okay, so that's good. So we can joke about it now. But his old ass was hung up there for a minute.
Oh, he's never going to sponsor the show. Okay, how about week 5, Shane? Saturday, October 1st.
Yeah.
I got my game pinpointed. How about you? Where are you going on that one?
Again, just a couple of highlights here. Alabama, Arkansas, LSU, Auburn. The week before, it's not going to be a fun game, but I think it's going to be an important game, is that Mizzou, Auburn. Keep your eyes on that one. I think that's going to be a fun one, but we're tailgating. Right. We're having fun. And watching a coach get fired potentially is not fun, okay? So Georgia, Mizzou, Ole Miss, Kentucky. Oh, that'd be a fun one. Texas A&M, Mississippi State. I think, okay. So looking at that, I'm going to have to go Arkansas, Alabama, man. Is it at Alabama or is it?
It's at Arkansas.
Oh, shit, yeah. That's the game,
That's the game I'm picking too, yeah.
Yeah, because that's that little stretch where we talked about if Arkansas's got a shot, they got to win one of these games.
Right.
So I think that's you're coming off Texas A&M, maybe with a victory, maybe not, and you need to bounce back. But I think that's one thing the Razorbacks can do is they can make that stadium loud. No doubt. Saying?
And I saw I can't remember who. I wish I could give him credit, but they made a really good, interesting point. It was somebody. It was Ty Richardson, is who it was, who covers Arkansas.
Yeah.
If Arkansas beats A&M, which that's not a given.
Right.
We're not saying it's for sure going to happen, but if it does, we're probably looking at Alabama and Arkansas, top 5, top 10 showdown.
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson, Bryce Young, maybe Heisman candidates there. Both. There's so much on the line for that game.
Absolutely.
College game day will probably be there if they're both undefeated. So yeah,
This thing should be sold out already, you know.
I think it is.
I mean, come on now. No, that's going to be a fun game, exciting game, and one I'd love to experience this year because, like I said, that type of energy at those games, you just can't mimic. You know what I'm saying? When you got a season on the line, that's why I mean I'm all for expanding the playoffs a little bit. But I think it's going to take away from this in the future when it's like a make or break, and that's exactly what Arkansas has to win this game. Right. If they lose to Texas A&M especially, they have got to win this game. And this is one of those gaps that gets closer and closer every year, man. So maybe this is the year Arkansas upsets Alabama.
Right. All right, how about the next week, Shane? Week 7, Saturday, October 14th. There's some really good games this week as well, but I got one.
I had to zoom out, so you may have to do the highlights here.
I've been circling it for quite some time here, Shane.
Oh, third Saturday in October, huh?
Alabama at Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's a really good one, but remember, we've already been to Rocky Top once. Auburn at Ole Miss. Mississippi State at Kentucky. That's annually a really good game.
You know where I'm going.
Arkansas, BYU. I mean, not much of a tailgating scene out there, but could be a good matchup.
Bring your own beer. BYOB there, huh? Bring your own Bible.
But the matchup that I want to see more than any other, Shane, LSU at Florida.
Yeah.
The first crack, Brian Kelly and Billy Napier will have an opportunity. That's why my list is better, but yours is second tier.
I didn't think about that. Who did I pick that week? Because okay,
you picked the Kentucky,
I can't because
Florida.
I mean those games are beautiful. The LSU Florida matchups are just so damn fun to watch. You think about the last 10 years, how many of those have come down to the last possession?
Yep.
I forfeited the Gainesville thing, so I may have to sneak into this one later and not tell you I was there. But jeez, I'm going to have to mix things up here, man. Let's go. You can't. I mean, that's not fair. I can't. I'm picking that one. I mean,
I'll allow it.
Okay, yeah.
You came unprepared.
Yeah, Gainesville twice. Look at that Tennessee homer, huh?
Now, how about the following week, Shane? This is a little bit tougher. Week 8.
Yeah.
Saturday, October 22nd. A couple of good games there, but there's one in particular that I've got my eye circled on. Rivalry game here that it hasn't been a great game in recent, well, at least last year, but I think this year sets up to be one hell of a matchup.
Which one?
Ole Miss at LSU.
Yeah. Jeez, I've already done LSU. This is terrible. I suck at this game. Yeah, I'm not doing it evenly here. So if I got to pick one, I mean, let's just go off the beaten path. I don't think I've picked Alabama yet, right? At Alabama. So let me look at the rest of Alabama's schedule because I want to. Yeah, nope, that's one I'm doing, man. I'll do Mississippi State, Alabama. I think that's going to. Oh man, there's some good ones on there though. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with that one because I've already picked. But the reason I think so is because again, I'm high on Mississippi State. Believe it or not, these teams aren't that far apart, you know, so they travel well.
Right.
I think about the last time they were at Alabama, it got a little dicey there for a little bit, you know. I mean, obviously Alabama ended up winning the thing, but they did make it competitive, and I think this is going to be a competitive game. And maybe catch Alabama sleeping. So, yeah, I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to see the Pirate down there.
And for me, I just want to see Lane Kiffin, Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
You know, again, this is another one where Brian Kelly, I don't want to put too much heat on the guy. He's not coached the damn game down here, but these fans expect to beat Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat them far more often than they lose to them.
Yeah.
Yet Lane Kiffin, coming off a 10-win season, that's not going to be a gimme.
No.
So that's going to be a hell of a matchup, Ole Miss at LSU.
Yeah.
Now, how about the next week? I think is really easy. Week 9, Saturday, October 29th.
Yeah.
This is one you and I talk about annually. We need to get our asses down there. But there's no debate. Florida, Georgia.
That's it.
In Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
It's also a gimme because that's the only time I'm going to Jacksonville.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a great game. It's one I cannot believe we haven't been to yet. I've seen a ton of our koozies down there. You know what I'm saying? Every time I see a pick, I get jealous that we're not part of that team, you know, because I would absolutely love to watch this matchup. And I think this matchup kind of, you know, it got close there for a second. Then, obviously Georgia's really pulled off. But I do think I think Florida's going to start chipping back into Georgia territory, and this is going to be a 1A, 1B situation before long. So this year, maybe. I don't know. It may be too soon.
The
but
SEC is just better when these two are button heads, don't you think?
Absolutely. Because it comes down in the season. How many times are we looking at the end of the season like this game is going to decide who goes to Atlanta or not, you know? And
Right.
and who knows? This may be another season we're looking at this game saying that. So I think it's going to be electric. Georgia's thinking they're going to run away with it, but you're going to have a feisty little Florida Gator team that's going to want to make some noise in Jacksonville.
Do you have a favorite Florida-Georgia memory that sticks out? I can tell you mine if you want to think about it. But,
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, Mark Richt is always, you know, a conservative guy. He
Right.
doesn't show a ton of emotion. And it was, you know, they had been getting dominated by the Florida Gators for a couple years.
Yeah.
They got Tim Tebow. They got all this hype. They're winning championships. And then Georgia punches it in, and he has a whole damn team go out there and celebrate. They get flagged like crazy. It was like such a on Mark Richt-like move.
Absolutely.
But it fired the team up. They took the penalty, but they ended up beating Florida. And then the next season, Florida whooped them up so good that Urban Meyer was burning timeouts just to, you know, win by 50-something points or something.
You know, that's the crazy thing is there's been so many great games played, but that's not what draws me. It's the fans. You know what I'm saying? They make
atmosphere and everything.
make a total event out of this whole thing, and I did a little historical how it became it's amazing how many years, how many decades this has been a storied rivalry. So I think that's the big thing for me is just going through, kind of like going through the Grove at Ole Miss. You know, you go through these drunk college kids and old guys and young girls and that everyone, blended families. It's such a great environment, and I would just absolutely love to be a part of it.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I mean, just because when I say that, it's like, how many times have you pulled in a parking lot and you see a car that has two different things on their
I
bumper?
hate those, but I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like house divided.
Yeah.
You see some. You don't see that many with like Alabama and Auburn. You don't see too many with Tennessee, Alabama. But you'd be amazed how many Florida Georgias you see. I mean, those two. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's right there at the line. But I love seeing that. I see families, and I don't want to say I love seeing families ripped apart, but you know what I'm saying? It's just when you follow somebody like that online, it's awesome to watch one that you follow win because all week they're shitting on their husband or vice versa, and you're just like, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that house, you know?
All right, how about Week 10, Shane? Saturday, November 5th. And again, this was a little bit difficult for me, but I don't know which one stands out to you. And
right.
for me, I just unique environment that I haven't picked yet.
What day are we on again?
Saturday, November 5th.
Okay,
Week
so
10 of the season.
LSU's off the board. Okay. This one's going to be pretty easy for me. I want to see Florida at Texas A&M. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm going to go. Ooh, where's Georgia, Tennessee at?
At Georgia.
Nope. We're mixing it up. Tennessee at Georgia. I think, don't get me wrong, we just talked about the Florida-Georgia game. I think that's going to be great. But you talk about, I mean, you see it with Vegas. There's only a handful of teams that they think that's going to give Georgia a fit. University of Tennessee is one of them. You know, who's the little hiccups that Georgia may hit throughout the season, and you think about teams that can put points on the board. You know, they did it last year. For half, you know, they weren't able to put the whole thing together, but they did move the ball and they were productive at times against Georgia. So I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with the Volunteers. And, you know, there was a Hail Mary. I mean, I'm just saying there's been some great games down there. I love Athens. We got to get down there at some point. You know what I'm saying?
I know you love it down there.
Man, there's not a better bar scene than Athens. I'm telling you, man. And I've been to a lot of places, but there's just something about this, the vibe. It's a college town, brother. You know as soon as you get out of the truck down there, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You could just feel the game day vibe, and I'm here for it.
Now, I won't argue that pick. That's a hell of a pick. Also considered Florida, Texas A&M like you did. I'm saving my Texas A&M for later.
Yep, that's why I did.
But how about this one, Shane? Because I don't want to overlook Mississippi State. Auburn at Mississippi State. This was the game last year. Mississippi State was down 28-3. They had to rally, and this was when Brian Harsin basically he was on the hot seat basically from this point on. So I want
Right.
to see how Auburn responds. They really need to, if Brian Harson's still the coach down there, they need to flip this thing and beat Mike Leach and Mississippi State. I want to hear those cowbells at least once this season.
Yeah.
So I'm going Auburn, Mississippi State to give.
Okay.
Because we picked Georgia a couple times already.
Yeah.
Not in Athens, but other
we
places.
We got a game coming up that I'm going to pick Mississippi State again.
Okay.
That's kind of why I'm holding off on them.
Okay.
Like I said, if there's going to be an upset in Georgia's future, that's one of the few teams, man. And I hope it happens, man.
All right, how about Week 11, November 12th, Saturday, November 12th? What do you got for that one? And there's a couple good games here, and I just realized I doubled up, so I'm going to have to change mine.
Yeah, you are. November 12th. Man, we're getting tough. So let me do some of the highlights here. We got Alabama at Ole Miss, Arkansas, LSU, Auburn, Texas A&M, South Carolina, Florida. Man, what a great week. Georgia, Mississippi State, Georgia. Let's see, we just did that one. Tennessee at Mizzou. Okay, I think this one's going to be pretty easy here, and it's going to be Alabama and Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, I think, this late in the year, it's always great to see the Saban, Lane Kiffin talk coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to be – you're going to have the Grove. The weather's going to be perfect. I mean, everybody's going to be lit. It's going to be an awesome environment. Is this the year? Get your popcorn ready. Is this the year?
Right.
So, and by this point, I think this is going to be the best game to watch for sure.
Now, I had LSU at Arkansas, but again, I'm picking Alabama at Arkansas, so I
Right.
can't use that one. That's a hell of a game. South Carolina at Florida. That's a hell of a game right there that could decide SEC East pecking order.
Right.
But I can't argue it, man. Going down to Oxford, going down to the Grove, Alabama, at Ole Miss. That's always such a great. I know last year was a little bit of a blowout, but the year prior, when that was Lane Kiffin's first year, they almost knocked off the Crimson Tide.
It was a blowout, but didn't you feel like, man, they're right there?
I picked them to win that game.
I know. I mean, but you were so committed. I was too. I thought this is it, man. This is Lane Kiffin's best shot.
And we also got A&M Auburn. I mean, that could be a hell of a game too.
It could be. Probably won't, but could be. Still, Auburn's going to hate me or love me because usually I'm wrong. Because we did think Ole Miss was going to give Alabama a fit last year, and I am dead set that they will finally give them a fit here.
All right, how about this one, Shane? Week 12, Saturday, November 19th. There's one game circled that I'm not missing. I've been saving this team. And I've been saving this game. Could be one of the games of the year in the SEC.
Just, again, highlights. Ole Miss, Arkansas that week. Let's see. Kentucky, Georgia. This is an easy
Tennessee,
one.
South Carolina.
Yeah, Tennessee, South Carolina. This is Kentucky, man.
Yep.
This is one that you've been talking about. I mean, you're dragging me right along with you. I'm thinking that the East may be decided by this game right here.
Right.
It's going to be in Lexington. It's going to be absolutely electric. It's the environment, I'm telling you. It feels like just yesterday, Cash is selling them tickets out Walmart parking lots, man. You can't find a ticket in Lexington for this game, brother.
All right, final week, rivalry weekend here. I'd like to cheat a little, and I'd love to go to the Egg Bowl if we can.
I see.
I know we've already been to Oxford, but it feels like it's Thanksgiving.
You got to be
it's
there.
The Egg.
Yeah.
We got to count that.
Absolutely.
But there's one other game on Saturday that, again, I've been saving this one up. They lost it last year, had no business losing this game. It's turned into one of the new best rivalries in the entire SEC. There's no wrong answer for rivalry weekend. But for me, LSU at Texas A&M, when we did that realign the SEC, I said LSU, Texas A&M. Let's break that one up. And, oh, my God, A&M fans went crazy. They cannot drop that game. So LSU at A&M, giving them the Maggie fans the love they deserve. That's the one for me.
Yeah. But is it? I mean, I know. Don't get me wrong. I love Texas A&M. I love LSU. And I understand the rivalry thing here, but Alabama Iron Bowl. I mean, how do you if you're doing a tour I mean, even think about last year. Auburn didn't have a shot, snowball
Right.
chance in hell, and they almost won the game. You know what I'm saying? There's miracles happening all the time.
That's true.
Down there with Auburn. So I'm thinking if Coach has made it this long, man, he's got the angel on his
They're
side.
probably
You know
going to be
what I'm saying?
undefeated,
So,
number 2 in
absolutely.
the country.
I'm-
Alabama, Auburn.
I'm going Iron Bowl, man. Egg
Yeah.
Bowl and Iron Bowl. That's when I think of rivalry, I think of those. Obviously, there's some others sprinkled in there that are exciting every other year, but those 2 games, man, that's what it is. So I'm going to do, if we can do both, when's the Egg Bowl?
That'll be Thursday, Thanksgiving.
Oh my God, what a day!
So,
I
the
love
Iron
it.
Bowl Saturday.
I'm already thinking about that Thanksgiving meal. You know, where are we going to eat? We're going to eat in Mississippi. We're going to eat at home and then fly over there. I think we got to eat down there, right?
Yeah, I think some
Yeah.
some
Money's not
kind
an
of-
option.
some-
We'll bring the family with us. They
Right.
can do their cooking there. you
maybe
know?
sitting in some podcast supporters' living room. They'd probably host us if we came down there.
Oh, I've got to wear elastic pants to that game. You know?
But hey, the truth is, there's no wrong answers on this
Yeah,
list. You
there
can come
isn't.
up with your own,
Yeah.
and maybe people can shout out and give us their list. But
Money's
it's just
not an
SEC
option. Yeah,
football
that's it.
going all the way across the conference.
I love it.
I don't think you can do much better than what
Now we
just did.
started about, I'm thinking Mai Tais in Hawaii, and now I'm ending with, deviled eggs and the Egg Bowl. I mean, man, what a wonderful topic,
football
brother.
and food,
Yeah.
man. Nothing finer. You know what?
No, you can't beat it. I love that time of year, but I don't want to take away from the beginning,
Right.
the heat, the summer. We haven't even got through summer yet. You know what I'm saying? We still got to do that. Damn, I love the fall, brother.
Well, hey, man, we're about an hour into this
Yeah.
thing, so I think we should wrap it up. But
Okay.
man, I can't thank you enough for showing up and
Yeah.
coming over.
Good seeing you again.
As soon as I pulled up, Shane's like, "I'm ready." It was
Yeah,
the first time ever for that.
So, and I'll tell you, man, I about bowed out on this. We've worked this out. Didn't know about this huge rainstorm that came in, whatever. So I'm like, well, maybe I should tell him, let's do it tomorrow. The weather be better. We'll come down. I was like, he drove 3 hours. You're driving 5 minutes. I said, you can handle this. So I loaded up the truck and came on down. But I appreciate all the work, man. It's good seeing you again, and we are working hard on trying to make this a live studio production. It's going to happen. Hopefully sooner than later. But we just know, listeners, we've got a few moving pieces, but if we can hammer out some details, it may be sooner than later. So
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's just easier to talk to you in person, Got to wear more clothes when I do these things.
But that's the perfect way to end this one, brother. But I appreciate you as always. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right, see you guys. Go Vols.
Yeah. Okay, we're recording now.
Okay.
Red light on. Is your red light on?
Red light on.